gorgeous people, it's Amber. Welcome back to my channel. First, I want to say that yes, I am in my sunroom today because I just finished filming and I didn't want to drag all of my equipment out of the sunroom into my shoe room just to film intro, outro, only to drag it back out again because I still need to film some more tutorials. So I'm just going to shoot my intro, outro here in my sunroom today just to knock this out and not have to drag all my equipment all around my house. Secondly, I am really sorry that I derailed again and I didn't get a video out on Saturday as I had intended to. It was going to be a bow making video, so that video is going to come out this Saturday. But things with work just got so crazy and I did not have any time at all to film. Even though I had 2 half days this week and 1 full day off this week, I still ended up working throughout those days that I was supposed to be off. And yeah, it just didn't work out for me to be able to get a video out. But I am off for the rest of the year. Yes! I'm so excited about that. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. So I'm off for the rest of the year. So my focus is going to be to set up a really nice area for me to be able to do lookbooks and just a really nice area that has better lighting and everything for me to be able to get you some really nice, good tutorials and everything. I'm going to really focus on that these next 2 weeks. And I'm going to bang some really awesome content out for you guys so that I don't have to worry about derailing my channel again. So I'm going to be consistent and staying with the Saturday, Sunday. And Saturdays will be either shoes and or crafts. And then Sunday will still be the clothing revamps that I have been doing all along. So now that we got that all out of the way, let's talk about what we're doing today. Today I'm going to make an dress from a men's ugly sweater. So I bought this men's ugly sweater at Gabe's last year. It was $1. So I thought, you know what, for $1 I can figure it out. But it was really definitely 100% catered towards a man because it has like the Santa beard right here for the man's head to be like Santa Claus. So, you know, it's really not a woman's type sweater, but I thought when I saw it, I thought it was really cute and I wanted to do something with it. So I decided to turn it into an ugly sweater dress. Super cool, right? I think it turned out really cute. I'm so happy with it. I hope that you find this inspiring in some way and you go ahead and revamp an ugly sweater or just anything that you have in your closet and try to make it something that you would want to wear. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay guys, I am in the best place in my house to try to get this shot for you, which is in my sunroom. I'm sorry. I am going to get a wonderful space where I can do lookbooks and all of the stuff, and I have the sound of children in the background and all of these distractions for you guys, but I'm not there yet. So I'm on my sun porch. Yeah, this is the tree on my sun porch. It's okay, you know, whatever. It's a sun porch. I have a tree in every room, whatever. So that's what we're talking about. So anytime you want to revamp something for yourself, you are going to want to try it on. So this is a men's sweater. Not sure what size it is because I forgot to check before I put it on and I wasn't about to take it off. So anyway, here we go. This is a men's sweater, so clearly way too big for me. Okay, obviously this isn't gonna work. So when I looked at this after I put it on, I first thought that it was dress length for me, but you know, and I was thinking I could just take it in like this, and then I turned to the back. I'm like, yeah, I've got like, you know, a pretty big booty, so this is barely gonna cover it. That ain't gonna work. So my next thought was to go ahead and utilize the sleeves to give me the additional length that I need to turn this into a dress. So here's my thoughts, guys. Normally when you're doing something like this, you're gonna wanna take some pins, is what most YouTubers do. They'll take pins and they'll pin it all down. They'll be like, okay, you just put your pins and you pin it where you need it and then you just take it off. I don't know about you guys, but when I take it off, I've got pins falling out, I'm getting poked a million times, and it just never works out for me. So what I find to be the best way, if you're gonna pin, you could use safety pins. I've done that, it works too. Takes too long for me. I just wanna, you know, hurry up and get stuff done. So what I normally do is I'll take it in and I'll look at it. I'll be like, okay, this is where I need it to be. And I will just take a fabric marker and I'll just do down and decide where I need to be. But because this has a picture on it, I'm not going to do it that way this time because I'm just going to have to go with the way that the picture is. So I'm obviously only going to be able to take it in as far as his boot here to have the full picture that's on the shirt. So I'm going to probably just give myself enough seam allowance to where you can perfectly see the boot and it's still a little bit conform to my body, but not, you know, be a super tight dress. So that's my thought process with this. We're just gonna give it a try. As always, guys, any project I do, I'm just totally winging it. I'm not a professional. I've said that 1,000 times. So, I mean, let's just get into me making this. So you got a clip of my work table here. Awesome. Isn't that great in the shot? I promise this is gonna get better. It is. It really, truly is. I have 2 weeks off to get everything together and make this an awesome channel for you guys. But for now, I'm working with what I got. This is what I got. Let's jump into the next part of this. Okay guys, as always, materials are in the description box below. I'm just trying to show you here that I paid $1 for this sweater at Gabe's last year. So I just cut the tags off, and the first thing that I want to do is take in the body part of the sweater. So I thought I was going to do that from the bottom, a little bit outside the boot, and then I looked at it and decided that it would be better if I do that from the top of the shirt. So I just go a few inches over from the armhole and I just cut it right down to the bottom there. Now I'm going to do this exact same thing on the other side of the sweater, and to do that I'm just going to fold it in half so that I can mirror exactly what I did on that side, the side that I just cut. I want to do it the exact same distance as I did over there. So I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to make sure everything is smooth and that the sweater is exactly in half, and then I'm just going to cut it down just like I did on the other side. And once I complete this cut, I'm going to go ahead and sit this part of my project aside, and we're going to move on to the sleeves. Okay, so for the sleeves, I'm going to go ahead and just cut off that top part because I know that I don't need all that. So I'm just going to cut that off, and then I'm going to take the other sleeve and I'm going to sit it on top here just to make sure I got the same distance. And then it just turns out that I could have just really cut it. Didn't really make a big difference, but you know, I was trying to make sure everything was exactly the same, so that's why I did that. Now that I've got all those pieces cut, I'm going to go ahead and take a shirt that has a sleeve that fits me pretty well, at least I thought so. So I'm going to go ahead and sit that on top there, use it as my template. I'm gonna go ahead and use that bottom cuff, so I decided to fold the shirt over at the bottom, trying to leave enough room for that cuff at the bottom and just trying to decide how much I need to cut. In the end, I end up doing this all over again, but I don't show you the footage of that because the sleeves were still too long after I did all this, but you guys got the concept. Everything else stays the same. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom there. So I'm just going to leave enough room for seam allowance because the shirt that I'm using is a stretchy shirt and the sweater's stretchy, so everything's exactly the same, so it's fine to use this for your template. Now if you're using a sleeve that doesn't have stretch and you're using it with a shirt that has stretch, you might want to take that into consideration. So just try to make sure you're using same types of fabrics where it's stretch and stretch or non-stretch and non-stretch so you get the exact fit that you're looking for. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and turn it inside out. I'm just going to pin it down the one side there so that I can sew that one side together before I attach the sleeves to the shirt. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this down, pin this down the one side, do the same thing with the other one, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, now that's done. So now I'm going to go ahead and attach this cuff. Now, what I didn't realize is I really didn't need to cut it in half. I thought that it would still be too big for me, but because I cut the shirt up a little bit higher, it was like a wider area, if that makes sense to you. So I really didn't need to cut this, but I did because I thought that I would be taking off some of the fabric for this cuff as well, but I really didn't need to do that. So hindsight's 20/20. I should have just put it on, seen if I needed to cut it first, and then cut it if needed. So take that as a lesson from me. Always just put it on first, see where you're at. And if you don't need to cut, don't cut. So I ended up cutting and not needing to, but it worked out fine. I made it fit in the end, so everything's good. So once I do this to this sleeve, I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other one, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, they're attached, ready to go. So now we're going to take the body of the shirt and we're going to attach the sleeves. Now I always confuse myself when I'm attaching sleeves. I don't know why, but this just happens. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to turn this inside out and then I'm going to attach it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not right. So let's turn it right side out and then let's attach it. So that's how I ended up doing it. So I just flip the sleeve over, and then what's the top of the sleeve, I just pin it to what is the top of the shirt. Okay, so I'm going to take a pin and I'm going to pin that down, and then I'm just going to pin it one side at a time. So I'm just going to flip it over. I'm pinning right sides together. So we're going to pin the one side down, and then when you get to the bottom, and you know what the bottom is because you're going to get to that seam that you just sewed. So that would be the bottom of the sleeve. So once you get to that bottom, you're going to just flip it over and pin the remaining part of the sleeve to the other side, as I'm showing you right here. Hope that's not too confusing, but you're going to see me flip it right side out. Always flip your stuff right side out to make sure that it looks the way that you're expecting it to before you sew it together, so you don't make that mistake and have to seam rip everything out. So I'm flipping it right side out. Looks good. Going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, sleeves are attached. Awesome. So now we're going to turn everything inside out because we're going to work on the body of the shirt. But before I did that, I decided I don't want to use that bottom part of the shirt, so I'm just going to cut that off. So I'm going to cut that off on both sides. So I'm going to flip it over, cut off that bottom part, because I just don't think it's going to look right with what I'm going to use for the bottom of the dress. So I'm going to finish. Actually, I'm showing you here that I've got this lovely fur. So apparently I'm going to pin the fur to the bottom first. I thought I did it a different way. Guess not. Anyways, I'm pinning the fur to the bottom of what's going to be the dress to give me that additional fabric that I need to make it a dress. So if you've ever worked with fur before, it's extremely messy to work with. I love the way it looks. I hate working with it sometimes. So you're going to see me cut off the side here once I get to that, the side of this front panel or back panel, whatever panel I'm working on. So I'm going to cut this off, and then you're going to see me just pull the fur away. It makes such less mess, I guess you can say, if you do it this way. So just pull all of that fur that's going to fall off away and just sit it off to the side, and then you're going to see me give it a little shake and hardly any comes off. So this is a really good method to make less mess when you're working with a material like this. So I'm going to do the same thing to the front flap, and then we're going to move on. Okay, so I've sewn everything together here, the front and back flaps. Now I'm going to flip it inside out, and I'm going to pin down the sides of what's going to be the dress. So we're just going to pin those sides down, and originally I was thinking I was going to go all the way down through to the fur, but I decided to stop at the sweater part because I think it would probably look best if I use blue thread on the side part of the shirt, and then on the very bottom where I have the fur, I'm going to use a white thread. So that's why I decided to stop there. And also, I haven't tried this thing on yet, which you really should throughout the whole process, just saying. I haven't tried it on yet, so I don't actually know that I need that much of the fur, so I really need to figure that part out. So I'm just going to sew this part together, and then I'm going to try it on and decide how much length of the fur that I need. Okay, everything's sewn together. I've tried it on. So now I realize that I can fold this fur in half and just attach it to the top there. Now, had I tried this on like you're supposed to throughout the process, I would have just folded this in half in the first place and sewn it down that way in the beginning. But because I didn't, I'm doing this after the fact. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead, attach this to the top part of the seam that I just did for that fur, and I'm just going to sew it down. It looks really good like this because it gives a little bit more volume at the bottom, and I really liked the way that looked. So that's what I'm going to do to both the front and back panels of the dress. Okay, now that that's done, the last thing to do is just sew the sides of that fur together, and we are done with this thing. So I'm just going to pin everything down, sew that together, and yeah, you're going to see the final results here at the end. Thanks for watching. Guys, I thought it turned out really awesome, super cute, and the process is kind of the same as with anything that would be too big for you. The thing that I struggled with the most were the sleeves, and I always struggle with sleeves because I always think that I can just guesstimate how long my arms are, and I'm always wrong, and I always have way too much fabric for the arms, and I actually didn't put this footage in there, but I ended up having to cut the sleeve again, seam rip off that little end that I put on there and put it back on because my sleeves were still a little bit too long. So, that's all part of the process of making things always, 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 my advice to you would be to make sure you try it on throughout the process. When you try it on, you just have to decide where your sleeve's gonna be and mark it with a pin. One pin isn't gonna hurt. I know I said in the beginning of the video, you know, you put all these pins on, you take one pin on your sleeve is not gonna make a difference, guys. Like, you're gonna be able to get it off and not poke yourself. At least I was, so. Just saying. But anyways, just put a little pin right there where you need the sleeve to be cut. And then when you take your shirt off, you just cut the sleeve in that spot, then match it to the other side. Done. That's what I ended up doing after I tried it on, and that's what I should have done in the first place to save myself a lot of extra work. So that's what I would suggest that you do and not make the same mistake that I did. Other than that, pretty simple, easy process, and I hope that this inspires you in some way to go ahead and revamp some clothes in your closet. If it did, if it does, please hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, like, share, do all those things to help other people find this channel. Thanks so much for taking the time to check this out, and I'll catch you next time. Bye! Okay guys, finally, I think I'm ready to show you the final outfit. This is what I came up with. I'm loving it. I added these super awesome tacky pearls that I had. I got them, the set with the earrings was like $3 at Walmart one year, so I was loving that. But I think this turned out awesome. I love how it kind of poofs out down here. And you know what, guys, just to let you know, I ended up hand sewing this side part just because I was afraid to put it through my machine because it was really thick. And this fur is a little bit slippery, so, you know, I did it that way. But yeah, super cute, right? Loving it. I added some blue tights, some tacky ugly shoes that I made, of course, because I don't know where you can buy ugly 6-inch heels at, so, you know, I had to make them. But yeah, I think this is super cute. Now, I had considered maybe adding, literally sewing pearls onto the beard part, or maybe on some parts of this, because it still looks kind of manly through here, and then I decided not to. I think this is tacky enough. I think it makes it look girly enough with the fur and adding the pearls, so I'm good with it like this, you know, but you can always explore with adding some additional accessories or maybe putting fur right here so that it looks cuter. But yeah, I'm super happy with it, guys. I think it turned out cute. I'm probably gonna wear this to work tomorrow, and I'm so excited. So yeah, there you go. Finished product. Done. Without my son completely terrorizing the whole situation. So I'm on my sun porch. Yeah, on my sun porch in front of the tree on my sun porch. Of course, this isn't the main, oh my gosh, he's opening the door. Oh no. Okay, so I'm on my sun porch because it's the only place I could find where my son wouldn't terrorize the whole situation. I had the door closed, but he's opened the door, so now you're gonna hear some, you know, little kid thing in the background, and obviously my son in the background, so it's just gonna be awesome for you guys. I didn't even have my ponytail in today because I'm just like, you know what, screw it, I just need to get this done. What you wanna do, always, before you, I lost my train of thought. Okay, guys, I tried to find the best place. Ugh, this is in the shot. Ugh, good Lord. A piece of it. Okay, guys, I tried to find the best place that I could in my house to get this. Okay, this looks really dumb. Let's do this again. Okay, I have my head cut off. Fantastic. It's kind of drabby because I am stuck in my sunroom right now because I didn't want to take all of my equipment and everything that I just didn't want to deal with it. And I still have the outfit that I just finished on. So, you know, it's kind of a spoiler alert, I guess you could say, because I'm wearing the outfit still. Perhaps I should change it. I think I'm going to change. I'm happy with it, and I'm definitely going to wear it, and it turned out really cute. So, without further ado, this didn't work. Ugh. Okay, guys, so there you go. It was a pretty simple process. I can't believe I just did that. Let me do this again. Every single time, I just kind of wing it and guesstimate where the sleeve should be. Every single time, I have to seam rip everything off, and, you know, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Ugh!